The big question might be why we are doing such a specific topic of mental disorder, but it's because two of us in the group previously took a course at SFU called Crime and Criminal Justice in Modern Society, and this gave us a real in-depth look at mental disorders within the criminal world and how it's portrayed. And we wanted to kind of flip that on its head and say, you know what, these people are not insane per se. They may be perceived that way in many other video games, but we want to take that and shine a new light on it, give it a new look so that people can see these mental disorders and not quickly think, oh, they're insane, rather to think, or at least question sanity in itself.
The idea of coming out of the cage and having 3 rooms to go in representing the 3 different psychological disorders was very intriguing, and going into each room not knowing what was going on and then being able to like understand through the interactions in the room, like the OCD doing everything 3 times and your hands always being dirty. I found that very interesting, and not needing to be explained that I understood after doing the interactions. And then with the bedroom, the pills and the note and the photo, those like just kind of worked for me, and like I understood that was depression.
By developing and implementing narratives throughout the environment, players can relate to different patients suffering from different types of mental disorders from the storylines they uncover. These storylines will be implemented subtly into the environment so as not to take away from the overall sensory immersion from the player, and leaving gaps between the short storylines can allow for the player to fill in the blanks with their imagination.
I guess I should have told you. I met someone. I'm happy you're
Today when I was pulling up at the gas station, the mechanic said that the muffler sounded like it was cracked and told me that I should get it fixed right away because of leisure.
I felt lonely in the hallway. I was alone. It kind of felt scary for me. So I think the physical rig clearly conveyed how people with mental disorders feel trapped in their own condition.
It made me feel like I was being examined, and like I was under examination and just like trapped in this cage that I couldn't escape from. It was something that I was just stuck in and had to live with.
The first room, I think, showed OCD. The number 3 was very repetitive in the scene. Like I had to flick the lights 3 times to switch it on, and then had to jump 3 times to activate an object. I think it showed how a person with OCD would usually handle his day-to-day life. And then the bedroom showed depression. The room was dimly lit, which was perfect for their condition. And I noticed that one of the objects there was a diary entry. It contained like sad voiceovers, and there was also a picture frame with the guy fading away and a voiceover of a couple fighting. So it shows how the woman got depressed throughout their relationship.
This project posed a challenge to all of us. None of us had prior experience using the Unity game engine, and we felt as though, coming from different backgrounds, we were able to come together nicely and turn out with a quite aesthetically pleasing project. There were complications on the way in terms of the coding and in terms of creating the world for our concept. As conceptually strong as we were as a group, it posed a lot of difficulties in actually coming together and making this work for the user.
Just more cues, like a just bigger environment. That was the only thing I found. Like it was just, they were all very short. Like it was like I saw everything I understood, and then it was just over. I almost like wished it was longer.
Obviously, with more time, we could have definitely brought in more elements and created a better atmosphere, maybe more triggers, more things so that you would, as a user, would know exactly right away what we're trying to portray as the educational tool that it's meant to be. That was the big challenge there, was definitely time in both researching our concept as well as researching how to make the Unity game engine work for us really, really well. But with the time that we had, we felt like we were able to discover what Unity can give and use that to really drive our concept.